My name is JeffreyScharberg, and today I'm going to share with you a family dish that's very personal to me called strudel. But hold up there, buckaroo, because what you think is strudel and what I think is strudel are actually two different things. Now you're probably thinking of this German puff pastry filled with apples and served with whipped cream, and you're probably right. Technically that is strudel, but what my family calls strudel is actually this world delicacy. It's filled with sugar, nuts, cinnamon, rolled together and baked. It's a Hungarian dish known as Baligi. But this isn't a film about Baligi. This is a film about strudel.
Now, I'm going to show you the secret of making yeast dough.
Oh, guys, all right. Everyone pay attention. This is a secret.
Okay. You take a little bit of flour. You put it on the top. See? Just so it just won't stick to you. And this is the perfect thing. You sort of put your finger out a little bit like that, and you go, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. And ask God to raise your dough well.
Just like Jesus raised from the dead, right?
Yeah, that's what's going to happen to the dough.
Metaphors is how it works.
That's the most important part.
We have Christ on our side, right? Strudel is currently made by my grandmother. My grandmother is the matriarch of the family, and she regards herself as such. And whereas she's been baking strudel for the majority of her life, it was only until recently that her daughter, my mother, started to bake strudel as well.
We are making yeast strudel today. It is a yeast product.
Yeah.
And you're going to learn how to work with yeast and not kill it.
So it's not like what people usually think of strudel.
Traditional German strudel, no, which is more flaky and things like that, no.
How long does strudel usually take to make?
Just a few minutes.
Just a few minutes to make strudel? What are your qualifications for making strudel?
My qualifications is I've watched strudel be baked for many, many
Well,
years.
I mean, besides the family stuff.
I'm a chemist.
Where's the other recipe?
It's right in front of you.
Oh.
We do what?
Prepare the yeast.
And how do we have to do that?
What we have to do is take a quarter cup of milk. I heat it to about 110 degrees in the microwave. I add a little bit of sugar to help the yeast dissolve and to ferment.
Stir it to get the sugar dissolved in it.
Now, doesn't Grandma just put it on the stove?
I don't care what Grandma does. The scalded milk right now to the yeast, way too hot. It'd kill it.
Do you think that your strudel's better than Grandma's?
I'm not going to answer that question.
Why not?
Because I know better not to answer that question. I just make it different.
You make it different?
Yes.
Do you think your way is better?
Well, I like my way. Your grandmother cooks exactly what the recipe says.
Mm-hmm.
I never cooked that way.
Well, I've probably had more experience, but probably Oma was the best.
Oma is Jeffrey's great grandmother.
And Grandma's?
And Grandma is my mom.
Oh, excuse me, Cameron. I was talking to Jeffrey.
When did you start making strudel?
I was a little girl helping my grandma. I got to get my hands in the dough with her. Oh, that was fun, because she just let that egg swoop between her hands, and she didn't put it in a mixer then.
The recipe was sent to me in January 21st, 92. So we were already married. I was done with graduate school, so I guess I needed to start making it then.
Has the recipe ever changed?
Not that I know of.
You always use,
Yeah, that one, the card, that's the original one.
When my great-great-grandmother immigrated from Hungary to Southern California, she brought with her a plethora of different recipes, strudel included, but not recipes as we understand them today. There wasn't a list of measured out ingredients, or even a step-by-step guide for how to make strudel. And the reason why is because they didn't need one. Strudel was very much so an oral tradition, something that was committed to memory, but more importantly passed down from one generation to the next.
My mother got the recipe from standing next to her mother. My mother put it into a pot. In turn, she measured it. And that's how we got the recipe for this.
How did Grandma make it?
Yeah.
She made it by memory. So when she asked Grandpa or your great-grandfather to type it up, it was sort of dictated from to Grandpa. So that's why we're missing details, because Grandma just cooks. She cooks a lot like I do. You just do it till it feels right. So we go into the nut phase. So the nut phase is we have to use Cuisinart. You can grind them all if you want to.
Is that actually pronounced Cuisinart?
Well, you know, whatever.
I don't know. It's
Cuisinart.
And now if you look, it's up to the top of the bowl. So it is ready.
Oh my gosh!
I never washed this.
You never wash it? That doesn't sound healthy.
I wipe it off with paper towel so it's good and squeeze so it doesn't
Let's
stick.
see how the FDA feels about that. Well, tell me more about Oma. What was she like? Yeah.
Well,
my mother was born in Hollywood.
She was born in Hollywood.
The same place where I lived. And my grandparents what used to be their dairy farm.
she was a great cook.
Fantastic cook.
Her kitchen was always busy.
There was always a lot of people around, and she cooked for everybody.
You know, you might have 6 people over for dinner, but there'd be food for 12. So when she was cooking, that's why I never learned how to cook, really, because when she was in her kitchen, no one was in the kitchen except her. Even Grandma wasn't in the kitchen.
Grandma wasn't even?
Oh, no. Grandma had it. My grandmother had, that was her kitchen. She ruled it.
Put the nuts in your hand and put it back in. But they're really good to eat because they've been sitting in sugar and cinnamon. And you just sort of, see my fingers?
I see, you're gonna have to work it a little
Like
bit.
you're playing the piano. And you turn it over in your hands and you put it in the pan. Over. Hey, you
like
did
that.
it!
When you think of all the recipes that you have too from Oma,
Yes.
what comes to mind? What does it make you think of? What do you associate with that?
It's her spirit.
Yeah.
Because her recipes were her gift of love. She was happiest when she cooked.
That's how you know the love's in it. That's
That's a
secret ingredient. That's Mama's
love. No, she never saw this kitchen. So it's dedicated to her.
Oma's kitchen?
Yep, Margaret's kitchen.
Margaret's kitchen?
Yeah, I have a tile that says that.
I've never been to the original Margaret's kitchen. I only knew my great-grandmother when I was young, and to be honest, I don't have a single memory of her. But that doesn't mean that she is still not a part of my life. I believe that her spirit continues for her daughter, her granddaughter, and for the 50-odd recipes that she has left for our family. What I have learned is that my family cooks. And much like any other family, we define ourselves by what we eat. Truthfully, this could have been a documentary about any one of these recipes, and I guarantee you that the ending would still be the same. But this isn't a documentary about family. This isn't a documentary about the people who surround you with love. This isn't a documentary about family tradition or even family history, no matter how tasty they may be. This is a film about Strudel.
Mr. Camera, when you cook anything that is a cake or bread or anything, you've got to leave them in the pan for approximately 10 minutes. You guys need that.
Yeah, Grandma, you did too. Bada bing, bada boom.
I will. We usually have it for breakfast, and we cut it and we toast it.
Yeah, I grew up with the crunchiness of it, with the butter drooling off of it. I mean, that's comfort food.
Yeah.
And you know what? It is delicious.
Is it good?
Jeffrey, that's how you make strudel. And the next time I come to Santa Clara, and you are home, I expect you to make me strudel.
We'll see how that
A
goes.
deal?
What do you gotta say? What's the last thing you want to say to the camera?
I love strudel. I love my boy.
Let's get a thumbs up.